You've heard about AHAs and you've heard about BHAs, but which one is right for you? And what is the actual difference between alpha hydroxy and beta hydroxy acids? Well, baby, I am so glad you asked because I woke up today after having a nightmare about my teeth falling out, which was terrifying. I was like, you know what the beautiful butterflies need? We need to understand when to use an AHA versus a BHA for our exfoliation, for the serums in our routine. Because yes, AHAs and BHAs are both types of acids that are exfoliating to the skin. They can literally make the skin glow, they can get rid of the crusty stuff, they can help with minor fine lines and wrinkles, they can be beneficial for acne. And speaking of acne, bitch, did I have a war with the mirror this morning. So this dress is super cute, it's super green, it's super fun, and I woke up today and I was like, bitch, I'm gonna dress like my Christmas tree with my nice hair. I'm going to look like the sexiest, hairiest Christmas tree that ever walked around the first couple months of 2023. And then I looked down and I noticed that I have gnarly pimples literally right here and right here. But you know what? Instead of letting these pimples tell me that I can't wear this cute little dress, I said, no, bitch, I'm gonna wear this and I'm gonna rock it, even with the pimples in my little open Polly Pocket. Is this a Polly Pocket? Polly Pocket was a toy that I used to get at garage sales because my parents wouldn't let me buy them brand new. This is the new term for Polly Pocket. It's a keyhole, okay? Are we all up to date on this change of words and meanings? Good, because it's final. Some words that we don't get to change around arbitrarily are things like alpha hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids. So we spoke about what they are and who they're good for, but how do we actually tell the difference? Well, alpha hydroxy acids are water soluble, meaning you'll find them more in water-based products and they're probably better for drier skin types. Beta hydroxy acids are oil soluble, and there's really only one of them that we use in skincare called salicylic acid. Now there are some other beta hydroxy acids out there, but they're usually not used in skincare. So whenever you see BHA, you can also think salicylic acid. Now, how do you remember this? Well, basically, when I was in school, I had to come up with little mnemonics, little tricks to help me remember things, and I have a butt analogy. If you like big butts and you cannot lie, neither can I. And this is how I remembered this. For AHAs, what does that word say? Ah, aha. What kind of noise do you make when you're like, ah, aha? When you drink a nice glass of water, right? So AHA reminds me that it's so refreshing. It is water soluble. Now, on the other side of things, what is BHA? I don't actually know, but to me, the B looks like a butt. And what are juicy butts made of? Fat. Oh yeah, baby got back, right? So in my mind, the BHA is oil soluble because the B looks like a juicy butt, and the AHA is water soluble because it feels like a nice refreshing drink of water. I know that is very, very weird, but a science teacher once taught me that the more weird, risque, or just straight up crazy the little mnemonic or memory map is, the more likely you are to remember it. And bitch, did I create and remember this one? Oh yes, I did. So your AHAs are going to be water soluble and BHAs are going to be oil soluble. But what exactly does that mean? Well, when we look at the anatomy of the skin, we know that we have those layers at the top. There are 5 of them that make up the epidermis. Deeper down, we have the deep layers called the dermis. And unless you're doing a professional chemical peel, like if you're coming to me or a doctor or dermatologist or another advanced esthetician, you're probably not doing these advanced chemical peels that get down to the dermis, at least not unless someone is working on you with licensure and with insurance, because you better have insurance if you're doing some chemical peels. But when we look at this anatomy of the skin, where do you see the oil? Well, you can see it on the acid mantle, so the top of the skin, but it's actually created in those sebaceous glands, those little glands that pump out oil into the hair follicle that then gets to the surface of the skin. So if we're going to use a BHA, an oil-soluble serum or exfoliator, and put it on the skin, well, it's oil-soluble. It's going to use the oil in the skin to kind of act as like a little driveway, almost like a little tunnel down into the skin where it can do its work. BHAs are super awesome because yes, they are exfoliating, but they're also really good at getting rid of acne. If you are someone who is breakout prone and has super oily skin, BHAs are probably going to be your best friend. Now, AHAs are slightly different. While there's only one major BHA, which is salicylic acid, there are many, many, many types of AHAs. Some of the most popular and the most potent are things like glycolic acid, which comes from sugarcane, or lactic acid, which comes from fermenting bacteria, or basically soured milk. There's also tartaric acid that comes from grapes, and things like mandelic and malic acid that come from different fruits like apples and pears or almonds. The main thing about the AHAs is that they are water soluble. And where is there water in the skin? Well, there's water and hydration all throughout the skin, but there's quite the cluster of it on the outside of the skin. You see that top layer, the stratum corneum, is basically our dead skin cells all squished together. But all of the epidermis, those top layers, are held together by things called desmosomes. You could think of them as like nails or ties in a train track. They really hold the skin together. But if we're going to use an exfoliant that actually breaks down these desmosomes, it allows them to let go, which means that those top layers of our dead skin cells can exfoliate off and slough away. And some of these AHAs are small enough, specifically glycolic acid, to get really deep into the skin, to promote new skin cell growth, to promote a little bit of luminosity in the skin and that exfoliation. And these AHAs can actually dissolve the proteins that our skin is made up of, that dead keratin or those dead keratinocytes. Now, AHAs are slightly better for those who have more dry skin. And the reason why is because not only are AHAs water soluble, but they can bind and combine with water. So if you do have other water-based products in your routine, they can kind of hold on to that moisture, bring it a little bit into the skin, and be slightly more hydrating. Whereas BHAs, being very oil soluble, are usually better for oily and acne-prone skins. AHAs can be used for acne, and they can be very effective, but AHAs are also wonderful for fine lines and wrinkles, for very minor skin discoloration, hyperpigmentation, etc. And basically this resurfacing of the skin, especially if you do want a luminous glow. Any exfoliant, including things like enzymes or even the physical scrubs, which I'm not a huge fan of, those can also help with a lot of luminosity and a lot of the benefits of exfoliation. But I love AHAs and BHAs. I love these chemical exfoliants because they do exfoliate so much more evenly and so much more deeply into the skin. Now, I do have many AHAs and BHAs that I recommend, as well as many that I don't, either because they're too irritating or they're not formulated well or they're not cruelty-free. So if you want to know which ones get the Cass pass, I've actually listed them all here for you. I was literally this close to like bringing them all out and talking about them to you, but I realized that that would make this video much longer than it already is. And with this pimple just distracting me so much, like I want to put a pimple patch on this so bad. And the fact that my prefrontal cortex is not prefrontal cortexing means that I will just link these for you if you are interested. I'll let you know which skin types or skin concerns each of these different products is best for. If there's a specific AHA or BHA product that you want my review on, literally type into the internets, the YouTube search for Cassandra Bankson, the ordinary AHA BHA peel, or Cassandra Bankson, I don't know, pick a product that you want to review on. And there's a high likelihood that I've spoken about it and I've given it a pass or a big no-no. But if for some reason I haven't, let me know in the comments so that I can buy and try it so that you don't have to. Again, it just has to be vegan and cruelty-free because I put my money where my morals are and I pick my pimples when I shouldn't. But at least I'm gonna be honest with you about it. Overall, always remember to stay hydrated both orally and topically. Always reapply your sunscreen, especially if you're using exfoliants. They are literally removing the top layers of your dead skin cells, so think about it. You are so much more susceptible to the sun. You need to wear sun protection. And always be beautiful both inside and out. I love you, and I can't wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.